control initiatives in India in collaboration with his global terms. So we welcome you. Next, I'll request Mr. Pankaj Agarwal, who is the head of IT governance and Chief Information Security Officer at Aircel, to please come ahead on the dais. So we welcome you with a huge round of applause. He is responsible for the governance of Aircel's strategic outsourcing contract with Wipro and also information security Aircel-wide. Pankaj has earlier experience of IT consulting and program advisory, servicing external clients during his stint at E&Y and Siemens in India, UK, USA, and Middle East. So it's a great honor to have you amongst us. Next, I move on to the service providers. First and foremost, I request Mr. Terry Thomas to please come on the dais with a huge round of applause. Let's welcome Mr. Terry Thomas. He is a partner with the advisory services practice of Ernst & Young. He is the ITRA leader for Ernst & Young India. He also heads the Advanced Security Center and Data and Analytics Lab in India. He is a chartered accountant, a certified information systems auditor, a BS 7799 lead auditor, and a certified fraud examiner. He has over 25 years of IS risk management experience in several industries like the technology, BPO, automobile, banking, and financial sector. So we welcome you. Next, I'll request Mr. Debashish Ghosh, who is a Vice President and Global Head for Life Sciences and Healthcare Industry Solutions Unit, and also Head North India Operations, to please come on the dais with a huge round of applause. He is responsible for the strategic, financial, and business performance of the Life Sciences and Healthcare Industry Solutions Unit across the globe. His 20-year-long career with TCS has been checkered with a variety of roles in delivery management, sales and marketing, and journal management. Before taking up his current position, Debashish was heading global delivery and operations of TCS North India. In that role, he has managed operations with workforce of 9,000 plus, 8 delivery centers, and 100 plus international clients. He has also headed TCS' largest regional office in North America based out of New York. So we welcome you. Next, I'll request Mr. Paritosh Sehgal, who is the Senior Vice President at Patni Computer Systems Limited, to please come on the dais with a huge round of applause. He leads one of the business units at Patni. Prior to Patni, he has also worked at Accenture, IBM, and Hewlett-Packard. He has unique experience of having successfully led delivery, sales, marketing, and channels in his 30 years of career. He also has varied exposure to multiple domains, including telecom, financial services, manufacturing, and distribution. So we welcome you. Next, I call upon Mr. Sunil Gujral, who is the founder as well as the technology lead for Quattro BPO services. So can we please have you on the dais with a huge round of applause? With responsibilities encompassing IT infrastructure and IS applications across all the business lines, he has been a serial entrepreneur for most of career, having started with Futuresoft companies, which specializes in software solutions, IT integration, and management services, moving into SpectraMind, now known as Wipro BPO after acquisition by Wipro, and finally to Quattro. So we welcome you. Next, I'd like to call upon the regulators. Dr. Kamlesh Bajaj, who is the CEO of NASSCOM's Data Security Council of India. So can we please have you on the dais with a huge round of applause? He is responsible for providing direction to NASSCOM's ongoing security initiatives and activities. Dr. Bajaj has over 30 years of experience in various capacities in the IT industry. Before joining NASSCOM, he was the global head, information risk management, and managed security services global consulting practice with TCS. So we welcome you. Next, I'll request Mr. Tipton to please come on the dais. He has over 30 years of business experience. Some of his prior roles include Chief Information Officer for the U.S. Department of the Interior for 5 years, Director for International Programs for the Minerals Management Service, and an engineer for Union Carbide Nuclear Corporation for 13 years. In 2002, he received the Distinguished Rank Award from President of the United States for his government service. He is currently the Executive Director of ISC Square. So we welcome you with a huge round of applause. Last but definitely not the least, let's call on the dais Mr. Vakul Sharma with a huge round of applause. He is the practicing lawyer specializing in information technology laws, data protection, and privacy issues. Nominated by the Ministry of IT, Government of India to review the IT Act 2000, the reviewed modified IT law is currently being enforced from October 2009. He has written books on IT law, numerous white papers on data protection, e-commerce, e-taxation, etc. Sir, we welcome you. I request you all to please applaud for all our distinguished panelists who are present here amongst us today. Next, I'll request Mr. Smith to please come ahead and kickstart this very summit.
Thank you very much, and I'm happy to be back up here again, particularly with the distinguished panel. And when I think of leadership, I mean, this is the picture of leadership. As a matter of fact, is it possible to get the stage lights up from the, so we can see everybody? I know we want to hear what they say, but it's also good to be able to see them as well. And I know the idea in the old days of security, keeping everyone in the dark, don't know if it applies today. So, ladies and gentlemen, my job is moderator. And I think one of the best things to do is to start out with a question that will cut across all of our distinguished panelists. And each one from your perspective, if you could, talking from a perspective as an outsourcer, a service provider, a regulator. And the question is this: what one top challenge in information security are you facing with offshoring in your particular area of expertise? So if we could, we start from Nicole on this end, if you would, please. I get the lawyer to go first, which is probably the best one. Then the rest of us will be afraid to speak after this. No, he's